Hi, this is Kate Hirai, and this is my weekly inspiration mini workshop for this week. And guess what? We're going to be using um, coloring pencils to do some artwork today. So, do you remember when you were a kid? Didn't we always draw with colored pencils? I remember the first thing that my mother put in my hand were crayons and colored pencils. And as we grow older, we just kind of get exposed to other kinds of things and more exotic materials like, watercolors and markers and acrylic paints and so forth. And we kind of tend to forget about how wonderful these colored pencils are. And they are the most simplest thing to use, and they're just always readily available. So I thought, I think it'll be really great for us to get re-inspired about this simple little drawing tool called color pencils. So here they are. This is the set of color pencils that I have. And just want to remind you that color pencils come in a couple of different things. One is a regular color pencil, and another one is a acrylic color pencil. And these pencils could act almost like watercolors because if you wet it, it just spreads across the page, and they're pretty nice to use too. A lot of people use these for mixed media paintings and artwork. And so, but today we are not going to concentrate on this. And I just like to concentrate on the standard watercolor, standard coloring pencils, and kind of, experiment together to see what kind of things that we could produce using this. So one of the things that's very important with colored pencils is that um, you have to use a paper that has a smooth finish on it. So I've been doing some colored pencil work every day this week on drawing the things that I wanted to draw in this little book. And this is called a Strathmore Mixed Media. And the paper's not awfully thick or anything, but it's very smooth. So, and look, even like this, I'm just having fun creating little signs and things like that, just using colored pencils because it was too much work for me to get the watercolors out. And so I just thought, well, I have the pencils, so I've been drawing with them. So so one of the things, like I say, color pencils need smooth paper. So if you're using a watercolor paper, you do not use the cold press because the cold press has much more texture on them. So I tend to stick with the hot press um, paper for the pencil drawings. And pencils really need pencil sharpeners. And before you begin, it's always a good idea to go and sharpen your pencil, but do not sharpen them to a really fine point because they will break. And I think it's good enough to just get enough of a tip on here so that the blunt feeling goes away. So yeah, so that's just kind of a reminder that these pencils always need sharpening, right? So what you do first is just kind of pick out the colors that you like to use. And so I'm just gonna say, some of these colors that I want to use today would be pink, of course, because spring is right around the corner. And I think we'll be doing lots of flower paintings and flower drawings. And so I'm just gonna play with lots of these little warm colors today for this first art project. See how smoothly they go on? Um, there are many, many different shades of red that I have, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a couple of these and see what they look like. Okay, so to start with color pencils, I go directly with them. So I'm just gonna maybe show you something that that we could do today. Oh, and I wanted to show you this cute little card that I made just because I was just kind of bored and I just doodled in a little piece of paper. And I was at a meeting at Zoom, and then rather than listening to all the boring conversation that was going on, I was able to listen, but I was also able to make little doodlings. And so, isn't this the cutest thing? And so, why don't we start out with something like this? And then I've always, I have other things that you could do, but I kind of like these little tiny drawings for today. And so let's go ahead and start. Um, and we'll start with, so the base of the flower, you would have a little vase like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw that vase in right now, very light. I'm just using lavender, but, and again, it doesn't have to be. So now I'm going to start drawing pink flowers. So then, so you would just go ahead and, wow, this is a wonderful pink. And you could draw little circles. And remember with these color pencils, I mean, the beauty of this is the simplicity of how you could keep these so basic, you don't have to do a whole lot. And so then I'm going to take a red and see if I could draw some. I think I need to soften this a little bit more and see if I could draw some flowers. Maybe I need something a little bit brighter. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a little brighter. So I'm going to draw these 4 or 5 leaf flowers. That one has 5. And then I might just go and do something that might be just 3. They don't always have to look alike. So this one only has 3. And I might take maybe another color red, and I'm going to maybe something with a little bit of an orange. Let me see what this will look like. See, now this is just a little different color. And put a little one in there. Then I'm thinking, well, no, that's too much alike. I don't think I need that. Let's try this color. There's that. And maybe, let me see what a little lavender will look like. Putting a little lavender here and there. These are just dainty little, tiny little field flowers. So when you're doing this, you need to put quite a bit of pressure on it because on your pens, this is not like watercolor. It's not going to just keep flowing. So, you do have to press it a little bit. And now let's see the base here. I probably will use something like, oh gosh, I'm not sure. Let me see. I think something with just a little bit of a brownish color might be nice. Let me see how this one is. See, now this is like a little taupey color pencil. You just kind of go right over the outline. Now, I'm just going to sharpen this just a little bit. And I'm going to start going up and down with your pencil. And then I might just go across. And the whole thing is you don't really have to fill it in perfect. It just kind of, I just made it look like a little basket or something. And then after that, I might just take a little bit of a black and just kind of go over that to add some depth. And again, you don't have to do it perfectly. You just do it here and there. So there's the base. And then we're going to add some leaves. So no, I'm not sure if this is it or not. Let me see how this one is. And you start drawing it all the way down into this where the flowers are coming out from. That one there could be a little bendy. And see, you just kind of make the flowers go every which ways. But these field flowers are small, so they're not going to just be standing straight up, right? They're kind of wobbly and might go this way, might go down that way. I just might want to bring some more little leaves. And so I kind of mumble jumble them all up because they're just standing like this. And then I'll just go ahead and put some leaves in here. So that always adds. So you just go here and there and you just stick the leaves in. This is so much fun to do because you're just, again, I love these things where you're not really thinking about it. You're not trying to make it perfect. You're just randomly applying little shapes here and there. And it's just amazing how beautiful it comes out without you making a big plan to do so. And so this is really fun to do. I mean, this kind of almost feels like my daily meditation or workout because when I do this, it just makes me feel so much better. And especially this week, I've been under so much stress and I really relied on doing this kind of work just to relieve the stress. And it's been really helpful. I'll probably take a little bit of I don't know. I think this pink one probably needs a little bit of a red center. And the red one probably needs, I'm gonna put in some black. And maybe just a little bit of black to inside the leaves to give them a little shape. And some shadowing effect in here, and it just makes them really pop out. Isn't that lovely? Now, oh, something went weird. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, my camera is not clear. What's going on? Let me see. Is this the lens is not clear? I think it helped. Okay, so one of the things that I love about doing watercolor is that I like to add a background. So I'm going to take this pale aqua, and I'm going to start adding some shading around it. And so I'm just going to start, and you just lay the pencil down flat. Go ahead and lay the pencil down. And then you start putting your outline on it. And I'm not going all the way to the edge, so I'm just going to just start right here and kind of create a little frame for the flowers. And if you put the pencil to the side and color it in like this, it's really amazing how fast you could go. So this is something you have to remember, using all kinds of tools instead of just going with your hand straight up and down. You just go ahead and turn it sideways. And it's nice because it sharpens the pencil as well. And then I'm going to go inside of these little squares. And then if it gets too small, then I'm just going to go ahead and put my pencils up and down, and I'm going to get into these little spots. Look how sweet this is. I love it. Just in time for spring. Now you can make this into little cards or little tags, or just little note cards, and just put your message in a pad. And it's so refreshing because the colors are very light. And the design is small and simple. Don't you think this background makes a lot of difference? Gee, I don't know what's going on with my camera today. I'm sorry. If I something is not right. Well, it's right. It's fine now. Well, let's just try it this way and see. I hope you'll hold up for the rest of the time. And so a really fun thing to do is to be able to put your little initial on here. But I do, let's see, let me find a little fine line pen. this is really weird. And I'm looking for something, I can't find it. So let me see what it is. I'm finding my pens. I don't see it. Okay, micron pen. And then you can't put your little initials right at the corner like that. I usually make them very small. Can you see? I'm sorry, this camera is really acting up. I hope I'm gonna get it straightened out for next time I do this, so it won't be like this, but this is what it looks like. And then what you could see that I did on this card is that I made a similar one and then I just paste. So I just put it on here, and actually I make two holes right here, and I put through this little fine twine, and it just makes it look so delicate. And then I think I just go ahead and glue dot it or something and glue dot this onto a tiny card. And then I added a silver envelope, which is very pretty, just gives it some life because this is so plain that I put it into a silver envelope and I send it out. So I think I'm going to quit for today because the camera is doing very well, but I am going to be back next week, and I'd like to show you some beautiful shading techniques using a larger shaped flowers. So today was this little tiny thing, and I hope that you will go and make some of these things during the week. And boy, I'm going to challenge you. How many of these can you make? Wouldn't it be great if you could make about, oh gee, 4 to 6 of these, and then keep them in your file, because you could always pull them out and make these delicate little flower gift tags or cards or anything that you want to do with them. So anyway, get your colored pencils out, sharpen them, use the smooth finish paper, any kind that you have that's got a smooth finish on it, and then go ahead and just practice these little drawings. And let's make some spring bouquets, because spring is here really, and we can't get behind on this season. So let's just keep on making these wonderful things and keep moving your hands every day. And don't think, just sit down and just start doodling these little cute pictures, okay? All right. Thank you very much and have a great day.